After part one dropped, one comment showed up more than any other. Where's the Camry, bro? Fair enough. But I didn't forget it. I saved it because the Camry has a model year trap that kills engines, and that story needed its own spotlight. So this is part two. The Camry is here. But so is a car with one of the most indestructible engines ever bolted into a vehicle that you can buy for the price of a new iPhone. A luxury Honda that nobody realizes is a Honda. And a car so good at saving gas, it pays you back, except the internet is terrified of it for the wrong reason. So let's talk about the only cars that make sense when you're broke. I'm telling you which are yours to buy, which to run from, what breaks, and what it costs. 8 cars. Let's go. Number 8, 2008 to 2012 Nissan Versa with a manual transmission. We're starting at rock bottom on purpose because some of you have $2,500 and need a car by Friday. The Versa gives you a 1.8-litre four-cylinder, making 122 horsepower, 28 miles per gallon combined, and a timing chain. You'll find these for $2,000 to $3,500 with 100,000 to 150,000 miles. Nothing else at this price point is this functional, but there's one rule. Only buy the manual transmission. The Nissan used a Jatco CVT in these that fails between 80,000 and 120,000 miles. Replacement costs $3,000 to $4,000, more than the car is worth. The manual has no such issue. Filter for manual. If the only Versas in your area are automatics, skip to the next car on this list. Number 7, 2004 to 2006 Scion XB. Same trick as the Pontiac Vibe from part 1. This is a Toyota pretending to be something else. The first gen XB uses Toyota's 1.5-litre 1NZ-FE engine, same family that powers the Echo and Yaris. It makes 103 horsepower, gets 31 miles per gallon combined, and uses a timing chain. Built by Toyota, on a Toyota platform, in a Toyota factory, and that dead badge saves you $1,000 to $2,000 over a comparable Corolla. Because nobody looks at a box-shaped Scion and thinks reliable. They think ugly. Perfect. Common problems are minor. Water pump around 60,000 miles, $200 fix. Wheel bearings were a bit early. Some oil consumption past 150,000 miles. One owner documented 396,000 miles on an '06 with nothing but oil changes, brakes, and tires. The interior space is absurd for a car this small. Flat floor, tall roof, fold flat seats. People haul furniture in these things. Critical note, only by first generation, 2004 through 2006. The second gen XB from 2008 onward switched to a 2.4-litre engine with oil consumption problems. Stay first gen. You'll find clean ones for $3,000 to $5,000. Number 6, 2003 to 2011 Ford Crown Victoria, or Mercury Grand Marquis. This car spent decades chasing criminals, hauling prisoners, and idling 12 hours a day in parking lots, and it kept coming back for more. The 4.6-litre V8 makes 224 to 239 horsepower, pairs with a 4R75W 4-speed automatic that's nearly indestructible, and sits on a body-on-frame chassis. The obvious downside is fuel economy, 17 city, 25 highway. If you commute 50 miles each way, wrong car. But if you drive average distances, nothing on this list will outlast a Panther platform Ford. By 2003 or newer. Earlier models that had a plastic intake manifold that cracked and leaked coolant. Ford redesigned it for 2003 and also moved to rack and pinion steering. Here's the real play. Skip the ex-cop Crown Vics. They idled thousands of hours and got beaten by every officer who sat in them. Find a Mercury Grand Marquis instead. Same car, nicer interior, and most were owned by retirees who barely drove them. $2,000 to $4,500 with 80,000 to 130,000 miles. If it has air suspension, convert to coil springs for $200. Beyond that, parts are everywhere. Because Ford made millions of these for fleets. Any mechanic alive can work on a 4.6 V8. And the ride, there's nothing like it at this price. Body on frame, plush seats, a trunk you could fit a body in. It's the most comfortable car on either list, and it costs less than a 10-year-old Camry. Number 5. 2009 to 2013 Honda Fit. The smallest car on this list with the biggest trick Honda ever pulled. The 1.5-litre iVTEC makes 117 horsepower, returns 31 miles per gallon combined with the automatic and 33 with the stick, and uses a timing chain. Standard Honda reliability. But none of that is why the Fit is here. It's the magic seat. Honda engineered the rear seats to fold completely flat or flip upward so you can stand tall items on the floor behind the front seats. 4 configurations from one seat design. People fit flat screen TVs, mountain bikes and furniture inside a car shorter than a Civic. RepairPal gives the Fit a 4.5 out of 5 reliability score. Common issues are ignition coil failures, a $30 to $50 DIY fix, and the occasional starter around 100,000 miles. Honda extended the warranty on the electric power steering to 10 years or 150,000 miles for early models, so verify whether that work was done. The catch is demand. Honda discontinued the Fit in 2020 and owners refused to let go, so prices sit at $5,000 to $8,000. You're paying a premium, but you're getting a car that can realistically be the only vehicle you need for years. Target 2012 or 2013 for fewest complaints. Number 4, 2004 to 2009 Toyota Prius, second generation. Everyone's afraid of the battery. That fear is handing you one of the smartest financial decisions on this list. The Gen 2 Prius pairs a 1.5-litre Atkinson cycle engine with an electric motor for 110 combined horsepower and 46 miles per gallon. It uses an ECVT, but Toyota's ECVT is a planetary gear set. No belts, no clutches, nothing to wear. It's mechanically simpler than a regular automatic. Now, the battery. Toyota's hybrid battery typically lasts 150,000 to 250,000 miles. Consumer Reports tested a Prius with 215,000 miles and found performance barely changed. But if it does eventually die, a dealer charges $2,300 to $3,600. Independent hybrid shops charge $950 to $1,800 with a warranty. Remanufactured packs run $800 to $1,200. Here's the math. Buy a Prius at 150,000 miles for $3,500. Over 50,000 miles, you save roughly $1,500 in gas versus a 28 miles per gallon car at $3.50 a gallon. Even if the battery needs a $1,200 replacement, you're still ahead. And there's a solid chance the battery outlasts your ownership entirely. And one thing to watch, the 12-volt auxiliary battery. When it dies, the car won't start, and people assume the hybrid system failed. It hasn't. That's a $200 fix. Number 3, 2000 to 2005 Buick LeSabre. This is the car nobody on YouTube will recommend because it doesn't get clicks. It's a Buick. Your grandmother drove one. There's zero street cred. And it might be the best kept secret in the used car market. The 3800 Series 2 V6 makes 205 horsepower, gets 27 miles per gallon on the highway, and uses a timing chain. Ward's named it one of the 10 best engines of the 20th century. Owners routinely hit 250,000 to 300,000 miles. One forum documented a livery company putting over 100,000 miles per year on LeSabres. A supercharged 3800 once drove into a shop under its own power with cracked pistons. The engine refuses to die. One known problem. The intake manifold gasket degrades and leaks coolant. If caught early, $300 to $600 repair. If ignored, overheating and serious damage. When buying, check coolant level, look for white exhaust smoke, ask if the gasket was replaced. Many already have been. Also swap the plastic coolant elbows with $20 metal aftermarket ones. After that, you're looking at window regulators and maybe an air suspension conversion on unlimited models. That's it. Pricing is the punchline. Full-size sedan, leather interior on the limited V6 power, $1,500 to $4,000. Low mileage examples from original elderly owners cost less than a rusty Civic with twice the miles. Number 2, 2007 to 2008 Acura TL. I told you in part 1 to buy the Accord instead of overpaying for the Civic. This is that logic taken one step further. The Acura TL is a Honda Accord V6 wearing a better suit. The 3.2-litre V6 makes 258 horsepower, comes standard with leather, a Bose sound system, heated seats, and available 6-speed manual or paddle-shifted automatic. Honda, reliability. Acura, depreciation. You in both ways. But year selection is critical. The 2004 through 2006 TL had documented automatic transmission failures, gear teeth, chipping under heat that Honda recalled. The 2007 and 2008 models resolved this by 2007 or 2008 only. At those years, the drivetrain is rock solid. Owners past 200,000 miles report the engine and transmission performing perfectly. Common maintenance is shock absorbers, a power steering hose recall, and an AGR valve at high mileage. Nothing expensive. You'll find these for $4,000 to $7,000 with 120,000 to 180,000 miles. Same price as a base Civic with comparable mileage, except you're getting 258 horsepower leather and a car that actually feels like something. The Lexus ES from part 1 was the luxury while broke play. The TL is the performance while broke play. Number 1, 2010 to 2011 Toyota Camry. And here it is, the car you all asked for. But I didn't put it in part 1 for a reason. The Camry has a model year trap that destroys engines, and most people have no idea it exists. The 2007 through 2009 Camry uses a 2.4-litre four-cylinder called the 2AZ-FE. This engine has a factory defect in the piston rings that causes extreme oil consumption, a quart every 1,000 to 1,200 miles. Toyota faced a class action lawsuit and extended warranties, but those programs ended in 2016. Buy one today and you inherit that problem with zero safety net. The 2010 and 2011 models switched to a 2.5-litre 2AR-FE. More power at 169 horsepower, better fuel economy at 29 miles per gallon combined, and the oil consumption issue is largely gone. This is the Camry you buy. Or skip the four-cylinder entirely and get the V6. The 3.5-litre 2GR-FE in any year, 2007 through 2011, is one of the most reliable V6 engines Toyota ever built. Consumer Reports rates it far above average. The trade-off is 25 miles per gallon instead of 29, but you gain a drivetrain that's essentially bulletproof. Common issues across both engines are minor. Valve cover gaskets seep oil at high mileage. Struts get tired around 120,000 miles. Exhaust, flex pipes rust in salt states. Dashboard material warps in hot climates. Nothing that costs thousands. Nothing that leaves you stranded. Clean four-cylinder models sit at $5,000 to $8,000. V6 examples run slightly higher. High mileage cars over 180,000 miles drop to $3,500 to $5,500 with plenty of life remaining. The Corolla 1 Part 1 because it costs the least to maintain. The Camry wins Part 2 because it does everything the Corolla does while fitting adults in the backseat comfortably, riding smoother on the highway, and offering a V6 option the Corolla never had. It's the complete package if you buy the right years. So here's the lineup. The Versa, if you have almost nothing and can drive stick. The XB and Grand Marquis, if you can ignore what people think. The Fit, if you need a Swiss Army knife. The Prius, if you can do math. The LeSabre, if you want the best secret in the used car market. The TL, if you refuse to be boring. And the Camry, because it earned the top spot, just not in the years most people buy. Drop a comment with which one you're targeting. Subscribe if part 1 brought you here. Now go find something dependable. If you want more like this, subscribe. And watch this next.